a lot of single mothers, some of their children's dad is nowhere to be found.
Right.
So as a man dating a woman with a child or wanting to be with a woman with a child, you may not even have to deal with that, considering the situation.
Right.
But man, and I said this on my show, bro.
Yeah.
Like the women that I've dated with children, they understand their fairy tale has been broken.
Yeah.
Meaning that all the stuff that they thought a relationship was going to be, a family was going to be, it's been shattered. Right. So now they have a more realistic approach to dating. They have a more realistic approach to what to expect from a man.
Welcome back, man. Y'all already know who it is. It's Levi. This is It's the Way We Live. Man, this is where we talk about wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and how we apply it to our everyday life. Man, today we got a Birmingham native in the building. Entrepreneur, AI strategist, philosopher, a man who studies wealth, consciousness, masculinity, and systems, founder of Wealth Revolution Industries and Future Thinking AI, host of Evolution of a Man podcast. We got Dr. Joshua Randall in here, and today we going deep. And I ain't even talking about surface level. I'm talking about mindset, AI, generational wealth, discipline, frequency, and what it really takes to evolve as a man. So, Dr. Josh, man, or Dr. Junior, I done heard that a few times, man. It's the way we live, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you for having me, dog. Hey, I appreciate it. Hey. I remember when we going back and forth with on social media trying to find a game plan. We debated. Yeah. So it's beautiful. Man, this week I end up seeing you, man. Like y'all was at I3 Academy.
Yep.
You was. I think they was the first. You was the first guest. I think
Yeah. With one of my partners, he has a program over there, but he invited me to come over there and speak with the kids. Yeah.
So you've been doing a lot of stuff in the city, man.
I've been busy, bro.
Busy.
Yeah.
So dealing with the youth, going back to your youth, like where it started, like how did we hear the business, man. We hear everything, but you know, I don't hear about hooping no more for real.
Yeah, that's like, in the past.
Yeah, it's in the past. So, but take me back. We want to go back.
Man, I grew up and we know the projects. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna say I was a project baby, but we was in the projects. Man, young as a 3, 2 older sisters, bro. You know what I mean? Man, just growing up in the projects, man, it shaped and molded me. You know, my mom put me in sports early. You know, I was always different. You know what I mean? I was always a fun loving child, but you know, growing up hard, man. My mama had it hard. She raised 3 of us until my stepdad came along, and she just put me in sports. You know, she realized that boys need discipline, focus. They need male structure, and that's what I got. So just coming up, man, I was taught to kind of just persevere, being through sports. You know what I mean? I met my real father when I was like 25 years old. Yeah. But fortunate enough, I had a stepdad.
All right, so touch on that real quick. When you met, is that something you went to search for?
So I didn't realize my stepdad when my dad taught about 11 years old, bro, honestly. And of course I'm tall, bro. I'm 6'6", 6'7", so it's like I'm looking at everybody else. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm short. My stepdad is short.
Yeah.
And that's what my mama told me. Well, my sister actually told me. She was like, well, my stepdad, that's not your dad. I'm like, huh? I was confused. So probably like 11 years old, that's when it started festering. Like, I wonder who, my real dad was. And how that transpired. We all live in the city, Birmingham small, you know that.
Right.
And so my mom was at church and saw my real dad's sister, which is my auntie that I never met. And so she ended up connecting with my mom. By that time, I'm 24, 25 years old. Just got out of college, graduated from college, still playing. And she gave my mom my dad's number. And my mom gave it to me and was like, hey, if it's something you want to do, go ahead. If it's something that you just want to do away with, do away with it.
Yeah.
So me being curious, I'm like, let me just call and see what's up.
Yeah.
So I hit him up and he picked up the phone and we scheduled a time where I can go to his house and sit down with him. And I went to the door, and when I seen him, I said, I'm a spitting image of him. He's about 6'4",
For real.
6'5", big hands,
Mhm.
tall, lanky, long, and older guy.
Mhm.
But I looked exactly like him, and he saw me, for the first time. You know what I mean? So, and we sat down and talked. And after that conversation, because he has 8 other kids.
Oh, he a Rolling Stone.
California. Yeah, he was out there. He was out there shaking and baking, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Temptation style.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, got 8 brothers and sisters out in California. I feel like that's why I'm so drawn to LA. You know what I'm saying? I go out there often. But I mean, after 25 living your life, bro, I had, maybe a 2-hour conversation with him. I was just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. So
so basically I got what I needed.
Yeah.
And
It was just kind of like, bro, I'm already the man I need to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got, I'm doing well. So it just wasn't a need to kind of revisit that. So I just left it where it was, bro.
All right, going back when you found out the news that, your stepfather wasn't your actual father.
Yeah.
And learning that, like, did you feel betrayed?
No. Because he was such a good man, and he was such a good guy, and such a hard worker, and I mean, he was just a stand-up man.
Yeah.
And I don't talk about him much, but he passed away in 2015.
Sorry to that, man.
Yeah, no worries. It's life. And it was one of the hardest things. I didn't really know I was gonna feel that way once he left. You know what I'm saying? Because he was old school. He had been working since he was 13.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was born in the late 40s.
Mm-hmm.
He's an older man. And he was my dad. You know what I'm saying? But he taught me so much to the point where I was just like, man, I don't even care. I just wanted to see where I came from.
Exactly.
That's why I went on that search for my real dad.
Mm-hmm.
But my stepdad, that was my real dad. Like, he did more than I mean, his impact on my life is just tremendous.
And so, men, as men, a lot of times we get caught up in that stepdad, real dad, or, you taking care of another man's son and stuff like that. From your experience, like, how impactful could that be, or how much do a man really have to put his pride to the ego in them situations when sometimes he might be getting clowned by the world?
Yeah. I mean, you have to understand, it takes a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, some women, they fall in love with men, and a woman can't determine how a man is going to, what type of father a man is going to be. She hopes that he's going to be a good father, but in more cases than not, he ain't.
Right.
So when that man is out of the picture, that doesn't disqualify that woman for love, or that doesn't disqualify that woman from finding something real now that she has a child.
Right.
Because if that was the case, I couldn't tell you where my mama and my family would be if my stepdad didn't come into the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, at the end of the day, it's a need for that. Like, if you love a woman and you see that this is a good woman, and you see that, she's raising kids and she's doing it to the best of her ability, that still doesn't disqualify her from finding somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing is it's all about how the child's father, how much is he in the child's life?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's another thing. A lot of single mothers, some of their children's dad is nowhere to be found.
Right.
So as a man dating a woman with a child, or wanting to be with a woman with a child, you may not even have to deal with that, considering the situation.
Right.
But man, and I said this on my show, bro. Like, the women that I've dated with children, they understand their fairy tale has been broken.
Yeah.
Meaning that all the stuff that they thought a relationship was going to be, a family was going to be, it's been shattered. Right? So now they have a more realistic approach to dating. They have a more realistic approach to what to expect from a man.
Mm-hmm.
But then also I tell single women with kids all the time, like, a man doesn't define you, but the greatest thing you can do is find a good man to help you raise your kids, especially boys. Because there's going to be certain things that you can't teach a boy. You see what I'm saying? And if you pick correctly, and if you find a good man that loves you and loves your child, it could be life-changing.
Right.
Yeah.
So what you think would qualifies a man to be a good man? Because, sometimes you got, sayings that women be like, he too nice, you feel me?
Yeah.
Or that, it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I feel you.
So it's just like, what qualifies a man to be good or righteous in his ways?
First of all, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one of the craziest things. I mean, one of my partners talked about it. He said, "Man, the first thing you gotta do is learn how to control your wood. You know what I'm saying? Control your lust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I think you just said that on one of the episodes.
Yeah, for sure. Because we don't realize, like, bro, if we can't control that, we already lost.
Right.
Because I see guys who marry women or be with women just because of what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make up the fabric of who a person is.
Right.
Like, looks are deceiving, bro.
Right.
So if you don't ever get to a point where you learn how to, first and foremost, get out of your flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Stop objectifying women. Start learning how to get to know a person before you just want to jump on them.
Right.
Or you just want to attack them.
Right.
Secondly, you just got to be grounded, bro. You got to understand that a good man, he has a sense of self-discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if anything can get you off of your square, if anything can come into your life and uproot you and you don't have nothing that you're standing on, then circumstances and situations will dictate that for you.
Yeah.
So I'm always a stickler for, man, just control your meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have some discipline and be a lifetime student.
Mm-hmm.
If a man is the leader, he always got to have more knowledge. He always got to know more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see guys that, and I had on my show, I talked about the ego.
Mm-hmm.
And guys be like, well, she don't supposed to talk to me this way, or a woman support. And I'm like, bro, you don't even know shit.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like, you have not acquired enough information to be able to lead adequately.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a lot of guys that don't study. They don't read. They don't impute knowledge in their mind to be able to make smart, wise decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the thing about a lot of us men that I talk about on my show, bro. The ego is hell.
Yeah. Because
the ego, it automatically makes you believe that you qualified when you're not.
Right.
And it's not just about being confident, because we all can be confident, but I'm not confident to the point where I'm stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, if I practice hard enough, like if I'm going to play a basketball game, if I practice enough on my skills, I'm more confident in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same way with guys. Like, if you practice reading, you practice studying, you practice building up wealth, you practice building yourself up, you practice discipline, then when you get in the game, it's not that hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Right. Okay. So going on forward, all right, you end up starting college. What you majored in?
My major was in communications.
Communications.
And then I switched over to, my minor was in psychology. Because I always had a fascination with the brain, the way the mind worked.
Right.
And I believe that your thoughts are what govern your life. You know what I'm saying? And your perspective is what matters. So a lot of people, and I told my partner this, I said, man, people suffer in two ways. They either suffering from their past or they're suffering their imagination. And I'm like, you can't go back to the past. You can't do nothing about it. It's done.
Yeah.
The imagination, the future, you're scared of something happening. It ain't even happened yet.
Right.
So I always try to tell people, man, just live in the now. Let's just be in this moment, this time. This is all we have, bro. This minute right now.
Right.
We can have goals and we can have visions for ourselves, but we still have to be in the present.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basketball career.
Yeah.
Like you got all these accolades upon you. You seem like you doing your thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You didn't take school for granted as an athlete.
No, I didn't.
So did you go to like NBA? Or did you overseas?
No. I went overseas, man. I played semi-pro ball first. Played in a couple of leagues here in the United States. With the NBA, and then I went overseas for a little bit, for a couple of years. And then I came on back home, tore my ACL in 2013. I already knew, bro. Like, once I got out there and started seeing the basketball world and seeing how it was millions of guys trying to make it, and only 1% would get into the NBA, I already knew. I'm like, nah, I'm straight.
For real?
Yeah, bro.
All this information, and you ain't just like a 6 foot individual. You said what, 6'7"?
Yeah, 6'6", somewhere in there.
So
it's
like, so it seemed like your passion went all the way there, like it is when it comes to knowledge.
Yeah, because bro, the things that we chase after, the things that we really use, as we mature and evolve, bro, as we age and get older and get wiser, the things that we thought we wanted, we don't even want no more.
Right.
And that's real, bro. It's like, come on, bro. Like, I mean, let's be real. When real life started to hit you and you start seeing things not going the way that you want them to go, you have to pivot. You have to make adjustments because the world gonna keep turning. So if you don't understand how to reposition yourself, how to be innovative enough to say, hey, this may not be my path. You see what I'm saying? And once you start realizing that the world is so much bigger than just a sport, it's so much bigger than just you being a professional athlete. You know, I think being a professional athlete sometimes comes with the ego and the notoriety, and that's what guys really want.
Yeah.
You know, because in college, being an athlete, we had all kind of stuff handed to us. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to work for nothing, and people adored us. You know what I'm saying? And that's and for real, that's a drug.
It's almost like you get that like a God complex.
Oh my God, it's a drug, bro. Yeah, it's a drug to the point where people just they want to know you, they want to service you, they want to be around you, they want to be in your space just because you do something. And that's the thing. It's easy to identify with what you do when that's all you get known for. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So when it comes with having like that aura about yourself,
right?
Because I have been in situations where I have reached a certain point in my life, and I felt that power,
right?
And
power.
When have you decided manipulation? Basically, that's what I'm going. I'm going with manipulation. Like, when did you realize in your mind, like, as a man, like, this ain't right? Because have you ever been that individual? As an athlete.
Yeah. Because you weren't trained for this, bro. You weren't trained for the success, the women, the notoriety. You weren't trained for that. You see what I'm saying? Most of the time, when you come from the hood, like we come from, and you playing in front of 10, 15,000 people and everybody know you. Cause I got partners that used to play in the NFL. And they'll tell me, like, one of my partners said, man, guys, sometimes guys in the NFL have helmet syndrome. And I'm like, what is that? He was like, well, it's different from basketball players. We play with a helmet on. And so people don't really see our face. So they don't know who we are. So when we go to the clubs, we got to do it big. We got to do it the biggest and the best because we playing with a helmet on.
Gotcha.
Now, basketball players, they can see y'all right on the court. They know y'all face. They know what you look like. They know your essence. They know, they know you. And people feel more, they're interpersonally connected to you because they see you. They know your jersey. I mean, everything.
Right.
And it's only 12 to 15 players on the team. So when I realized, like, I could use my skills to manipulate, I did that to the fullest, bro. Like, I mean, with women and everything, bro. We was in college driving girls' cars. They doing our laundry.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bringing us food. It was lit. We didn't have to do nothing.
They eating out the palm of your hand.
God,
oh,
bro.
man.
Bringing us to dinner with their family. We sitting at the table.
Have you ever been in one of them situations where you just do it just to show your partner, like, let me show you.
Oh, yeah. And everybody feasting. You know what I'm saying? You come around me, I'm like, hey, bro, what you whatever, bro. I mean, mi casa, su casa.
Exactly.
Whatever's mine is yours. So, but that's the thing, having that power and that ability to be able to snap your finger and things move.
Yeah. That's a drug.
It's a huge ego stroke. And you have to learn how to, as you get older, your body ain't the same, your mind ain't the same. Real life hit, bills hit. And you gotta be able to to deal with people on another level. Because now that you're older, everybody just ain't gonna move.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about us sometimes. Sometimes athletes, bro, we live in them glory days. We be 30, 40 years old still living in, high school and college days. And people don't respond to us the same way. We don't know how to take that.
But that's what me and DJ A1 was speaking about when we ended up meeting Monday.
Yeah.
And he was talking about he was I guess with an individual at the club.
Yeah.
And buddy trying to put the chain around his neck. And he was like, no, bro, this ain't that no more.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's one of them situations like dude was still in the glory days.
Yeah.
Or he wanted to go to another club because he feel like he wasn't getting that recognition.
Yeah.
And
it's just like, you know, it made me just think. It's like, man, like if you ain't living in the present and you like living in the past, like you dead.
Yeah,
You
for sure.
dead.
And that's the thing too, bro. It's like you got to have a roadmap to the future, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've been able to be so successful in my life, because once I started studying, and that's what I got my doctorate in, philosophy, I'm enthralled in learning about quantum physics, energy, frequency, vibration. Everything that you see came from something that you couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you see was thought in somebody's mind first. Everything that we use was first a thought.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I manifest on a level where, you know, I'm having a clear vision for my life, for myself? How do I see myself? That determines your actions.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe, and that's the thing, I always try to stay around people that don't believe in themselves, that are fault finders, complainers. I try to stay around. Try to stay away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and some people will get mad at you for you believing in yourself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's covert, bro. It's not like, man, you know, Levi, you doing your podcast. That's cool. But the guys that you thought that you were best friends with, they won't even, like I said, repost, share, like, do any of that.
Yeah.
And one thing I realize is, bro, as you start elevating up that ladder, people will not support you simply because you're killing off the old you.
Yeah.
They don't know this new person.
Yeah.
They don't know this new person that's on social media and got this podcast, got this beautiful setup. They don't know that guy.
And to piggyback on what you're saying, I be in situations like people say I'm delusional all the time.
Right.
Because it's like I might come with this thought process, almost like, you know, creating a new reality for myself.
Right.
Like Levi is like basically like a piece of my last name.
Gotcha.
My last name is Levin, so you just cut the in there, so just Levi.
Right.
But I had recreated. I had been like Joseph, Joe, Nino, Sleepy. You feel me?
Yeah,
So,
I
but I was just like on some shit like, all right, this Levi.
Yeah.
This is my final form, because every season of different names I had, it kind of put me in a place that I didn't want to be in no more, or people recognize me or recognize that character. That's not me no more.
Sure.
And so people like, well, how you just gonna come up with it? And it's just like they look at me as delusional.
Hey, yeah, somebody told me, he said, man, we're not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody told me, hey, recreate yourself as many times as you need to.
Yeah.
Recreate who you want to be as many times as you need to, because you're gonna make mistakes. You may not do the right thing all the time, and people may see you doing the wrong thing and may automatically want to hold you to that for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference. We're so moved by other people's opinions of us and what people think of us that we're so afraid to recreate ourselves and rebrand ourselves and put ourselves back out there.
Right.
And that's the difference in coming from poverty-stricken communities. It's like we don't have confidence. We don't know what it's like to create something from thin air. We're always consuming. We're always buying. We're always soliciting. We don't know how to have a vision, create it in our mind, and produce it to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a part of having a lack of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have confidence enough to recreate yourself, because the people that are scared to take risks and take chances, them the ones that talk about you the most.
Okay.
And they've never taken a risk on anything, but they have the most to say.
Most to say. Now, let's go back to the ego versus the recreation or manifestation.
Sure.
So, you know, we walk in faith into works.
Right.
So with the faith, it's almost like, you know, you got to be a little delusional. People ain't going to follow, nothing like that.
Sure.
So if you're walking in this so-called, what people say is delusion, especially I feel like I get from women.
Right.
They were like, he too cocky, or he might be arrogant because he think like this, or he moving like this.
Right.
What's the fine line between that from, you know, your perspective?
It really ain't no fine line. You have to, like I said, you have to decide who you're going. So I'm going to rephrase this. The universe doesn't respond to who you think you are. It responds to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So once you define who you going to be, everything else is just going to align and move out the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing about being real and being fake. The more real you are, the more the situations will reveal themselves quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you fake and you trying to finesse and be everybody's friend and listen to what everybody got to say, you don't know how long this shucking and jiving about to go on.
Exactly.
And it's about to take you through so many different ringers because you just wasn't real in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people pleasers have a problem with that. Instead of just speaking their mind, saying, hey, no, this is what I'm not doing. This is what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
No, yes, okay. They're clear.
Right.
And they don't care about super duper successful people, bro. They have a sense of empathy and sympathy for people, but they don't care about people's feelings in regards to what they're supposed to be doing and what they need to do to protect their energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one thing. So you can't get caught up on how people feel about you or how people feel about how you doing what you're doing. Because everybody got something to say, bro.
Right.
That's what comments is. You look at social media, man, you see people saying the most nastiest things, but they ain't never did nothing, bro.
Yeah.
We so quick to critique what somebody else doing. We don't know what it's like to be in that person's shoes.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's like to put ourselves out there. When you go on the internet or when you go on social media and you sharing with the world who you are, what you're doing,
right,
you putting yourself out there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
all right. So moving forward, because I don't want us to get too, because we'll talk about this all day long.
For sure.
Because you got a hell of a rapport about yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Philosophy, dealing with, the mindset of, men and women or just people, period.
Right.
Let's go into financial literacy, because you learn about people, but a lot of people is not talking about financial, literacy. So what did you start transitioning to that? So now you know how people think.
Right.
So now it sounds like now you're learning how to make money based off how people think.
Yeah. I read this book called The Psychology of Money, and one thing that it stated is it said that wealth needs to be built on the inside before it could ever be displayed outwardly. When you build wealth on the inside, you have a clear understanding of how money works and understanding that money is a tool, right, to build with, sort of like a hammer or a nail. But most people use it for pleasure. They use it to feel good. And what happens is money isn't loyal. It has no emotions. It will leave you if you mismanage it. Just like a relationship. You mismanage a relationship, it will go somewhere.
Yeah.
So you have to master the psychology of money by understanding what wealth means within. And I went on that journey because, bro, all the money that I used to make, I used to blow. Clubs, bars, women, whatever I could do to feed this ego, the money was just a tool to do that. And once I started realizing, like, damn, all I really want to do is I just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But the money is supposed to make you comfortable. It's not meant for you to go out and spend and splurge. Like, live your life, do some things.
Yeah.
But make sure that you understand the psychology of money, because money is a form and a means of security. So you have to study it. You have to educate yourself on it with anything.
Yeah.
Anything we're trying to do and trying to build, we have to educate. But most people don't ever learn about money because they work for money. And I realized I never wanted to trade my time for money. And J. Cole said this. He said, man, is an hour of your life worth $15? Is an hour of your life worth $25? They paying you $25 an hour? Is an hour of your life worth that much? So when you get over into a space where you're not trading your time for money, you start creating. You start being innovative. You start finding out what need can I provide for people. That's how you make money. Making money is just providing a need. That's it.
Servicing others.
Servicing others.
Yeah.
And how do I service others on a mass scale? But I started studying competition, scalability. I started looking at competition as far as if I want to start a business, demographics, because you can start the same business in the same area and it won't work because it's too many competitors.
Yeah.
But if you take that same idea to an area that doesn't have that type of business, you'll flourish. So the world is so much bigger than your hometown. And that's why, I moved to Miami, moved to Atlanta. And I seen these different business practices and all these guys coming together using group economics to build. So that's just where I learned it from.
So living in Miami, touching on that, I done visited plenty of times, and some of them guys down there, man, they got a whole new way of thinking.
Oh my God!
Especially that African American community, they getting it. Them
yeah.
getting, and I end up I had a friend of mine fly me out to meet it's a guy, I forgot his name. What is his name? It's gonna come to me.
Okay.
But basically he is credit repair and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And when I came back to Birmingham, I seen the whole city different.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, like we really missing the recipe.
Mm-hmm.
So coming back to Birmingham, like what do you see? Because I've been seeing you building, like you've been doing your thing. It was like one point in time, it was like, okay, I see John. Okay, we neck and neck. Next thing you know, this year you just took off, and I'm like, not trying to say compete, but it just like it just it's friendly. I look at a friendly competition because you inspire me in some of the stuff that you're doing. And coming back to Birmingham, what do you see like what we lack?
It ain't just in Birmingham, but it's in other southern states. But first, we lack unity.
Mm-hmm.
We lack socioeconomic skills, meaning that we don't know how to identify somebody who has a skill set.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know how to find ways to partner with that person and come together and strategically build something where both skill sets can be utilized to create something.
Yeah.
Thirdly, we psychologically programmed in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
We either, and that's why I say, bro, a lot of times we don't trust each other, and rightfully so. Like a lot of things have happened to us as a culture.
Yeah.
That trickle down into, dealing with everyday peers, family members we don't trust enough.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know how to identify good people, right? And we don't know how to water relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about what somebody can do for us.
Right.
Like we trying to jump on people's bandwagons instead of saying, let me call this brother every other day or every other week, just to check on him.
Yeah.
I don't really need nothing from you, but let's build a rapport.
Mm-hmm.
And once we build that rapport, we can get comfortable with each other enough to do business.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But that's what I feel like Birmingham is suffering from, bro. I feel like it's a dark cloud over the city as far as unity and collectiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's a huge hating mechanism here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people here take everything personal.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And they gossip a lot about each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In Miami, you got some of that, but everybody, I've seen guys in Miami cuss each other out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like some of the most harshest, stuff a person can say to one another. And 2 hours later, they're going to eat lunch.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we can be at odds with each other, but they have enough interpersonal skills to be able to disagree, argue, go back and forth with each other. Their egos are not as inflated. So what you saying to me ain't offending me because I know it ain't true.
Yeah.
You just in your feelings.
Exactly.
And we can get past that well enough to still complete the task.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people are missing.
Mm-hmm.
People here fall out with each other like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel like, and I'm gonna say this, and this is the gut wrenching thing that I feel Birmingham has. It's a lot of people here that don't know how to work well with others.
Yeah.
And working well with others is the key to success.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to work well with people, bro, if you let your ego, your attitude, your pride, your need to be right, if that's how you are, you will never build off of any collaborations or any collaborative efforts, bro.
Yeah.
So that's what I see in Birmingham, and that's what I'm trying to bring back to the city or bring to Birmingham. Even though, like I said, I thank God I'm successful. I feel like I look okay. You know what I'm saying? People are drawn to me, but I use that in an uplifting way to lift other people up, to galvanize people and bring people a part of what I'm doing. You was at one of my meetings last Monday.
Yeah.
And my whole thing at the meeting was, hey, what's your idea? What's your input? I wasn't trying to lead the meeting in the sense where I'm over the meeting. It's my meeting. But it's everybody's meeting if I'm trying to learn something. And and most people don't have that sponge-like mentality. Just learn, bro. Be a lifetime student. Don't let your ego get in the way.
Right. I can't wait to see what you do, what you bring to the city and,
for sure.
you and your counterparts.
I'm just getting started, bro.
Just getting started. I hear you now.
Yeah.
I'm tap in with you later.
For sure.
You feel?
For sure. Let's do
it. AI.
All
right. What was it? Cali? Did you go to Cali to take a class, or you took it what?
I took it online. So I have a generative certification in generative AI, and I also took a class online, the mechanisms of AI from Liberty University. So so I'm certified in both, and I'm also certified in Python.
Okay, Python. I'm not familiar.
It's a long language model. So ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all these long language models. They have their own systems within them systems. They have apps and stuff within them. And so what Python is, it's sort of like a coding system, but you don't necessarily have to code. But it builds these AI platforms to be able to make them functional.
Okay.
Right. So I can use Python to build a app, or to go and integrate something inside of an app to make it perform at a better level, better optimal level.
Okay. I know you had told me about, I think you we was on the phone and you was like, man, you was talking about the podcast. You was like, man, like, what you doing this for? Like, so you had that systematic, mentality when you're approaching something.
Right.
I could tell. Where do you? I'm really trying to get like, where would you go into that? Because I'm dealing with a trucking company.
Right.
I tell you the highs and lows about that.
Right.
And it's just like I'm really trying to get out that thing and basically create a system.
Right.
Starting from here.
Right.
And that's what you was trying to get me to understand. Like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, how are you gonna? It's good what you're doing. But how you gonna turn this into something where it can probably take care of you for the rest of your life?
Well, you gotta,
or free up your time.
Yeah, man, it's so crazy. I tell people all the time. I said everybody got these degrees from Harvard, Yale, Stanford, all these these prestigious schools. But the biggest college in the university is YouTube University. Information is everywhere, bro. But the problem with systems and AI and all those different things, people do not have the mental capacity to sit their body down long enough to learn. They're always overstimulated by things, and they got to do this, got to do that. Their mind is like kids running around in the playground. And I had to learn, in order for me to kind of grasp the concept of AI, I had to learn how to sit my body still like an animal. Tell it to just stay and learn this information, where this is where the world is headed. This is where everything is headed. We're headed to a cashless society. Amazon just laid off 30,000 workers. UPS laid off 25,000 workers and replaced it with artificial intelligence. This is where it's going. And if a business, let's say you work for my company, and I have a administrative department. I mean, I got secretaries, I got, clerical workers, people that's in there answering phones. If I could, so what these companies saying is, Miss Shirley, Miss Jones, Mr. Smith, all these people that work in this department, I pay them $25 an hour.
Right.
They like to get sick sometimes. They like to take days off. They like to go on vacation every now and again. But what if I had a system that don't ever get sick? That don't ever need to take days off. And then if I wipe out this whole department, I may be paying $60,000 a month in payroll, or that's a little bit higher. But let's say I'm paying $15,000 a month in payroll for all these people. Well, if I can eliminate these people, this department, and replace it with AI, I'm saving $15,000 a month in a year.
Exactly.
So $15,000. I mean, you do the math on that.
And you only just dealing with probably one maintenance man, a tech guy.
Yeah, you just dealing with a tech guy, and that's what companies are saying. You mean to tell me I can save $60,000, $50,000, $40,000 a month if I do away with a whole? And then Amazon. UPS, they laying off 35, 40,000 workers. They're saving millions.
Yeah.
All because a computer can do exactly what the person can do.
Look, but let's talk about the cause and effect of that, man, when it comes to the people getting laid off. So it's basically, it's eliminating the middle class.
Right.
And now you're going to have basically rich and poor. That's what I see what AI is also creating. So what could be, from your perspective, what do you think the cause and effect of poor people, the majority of people are poor now?
Well, we live in a capitalistic society. And I study economics. And what capitalism says is, in order for it to be a top, it got to be a bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been that way. Now, in economics, based on how the middle class was doing, if the middle class was thriving, then the economy was thriving.
Mm-hmm.
That was how economics was. But yeah, bro, it's scary because people aren't willing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. And then the baby boomers are almost out of here. You see what I'm saying? They're passing away.
Mm-hmm.
And so the older generation don't want to go back and learn.
No.
They don't. They rather call their sons and daughters and say, "Hey, how you do this? How you fix this phone?
Yeah.
Or how you change this? Or I don't know how this website works."
Yeah.
They're unwilling to learn. And the problem is, even the Bible say people perish for the lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, two things I learned in economics that changes: terminology and technology.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing they taught us in economics 101. They always told us terminology, the way things are the restructuring, the redefinition of things, and technology. So these older people like you and I, we got to go and learn.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go and study how we can utilize it in our day-to-day life, and how we can also build systems and create systems, and just find innovative ways to learn how to take a thing from an idea to market.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we always should have been studying, because the Chinese can create, for instance, these lights.
Mm-hmm.
They can say, okay, we need to make a light, and they're gonna figure out the watts, the bulb. They're gonna put the stand on it. They're gonna figure it. They're going to find out how can they get it to market and the fastest and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
It may cost them maybe $2-3 to make, but they're selling it for $39.99.
Right.
So we don't know how to take something to market in order to make us rich.
Right.
Right. And that's what we have to do. We have to have an idea. We have to learn how to cultivate that idea and take it to market. And that's what I think AI can help us do faster on a better scale, where we can kind of learn and it can take care of us for the rest of our lives, bro. Okay. Like you in the trucking industry. Don't mean to cut you off, but you in the trucking industry.
Right.
You see the problems that's going on in the trucking industry.
Right.
You know the problems. You know the volatility. You could say, man, I hate this. I hate how this is, how this structured, what I have to go through. Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I go to ChatGPT, put this problem in, and figure out a way to solve it.
Right.
I've created 2 businesses off using a long language model, just getting the idea. Because the ChatGPT is going to do the market analysis. It's going to tell me who are the competitors, what hasn't been created yet, and they're going to search the market to see if there's anybody doing anything like your specific idea. And if not, pursue it.
All right, so for the people who looking forward to try to tap into the AI programs, or trying to learn and use it as a tool,
right?
Going further in advancement. Tell them how they could get into it. What's the budget? Is it something super expensive? Is it
no? It all depends on what's your end game. Because some people learn AI just to utilize it in their day-to-day life, and they ain't really trying to scale it or become rich from it. But there are classes like Google has a generative AI course. I think it's like $50, and they just teach you the basics.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a 6 to 8 hour course. You can take it, 30 minutes a day.
Right.
And it's called Generative AI Google. It's a Google class, and they have video teaching as well as multiple choice. And it's the most practical way to start learning AI for anybody that doesn't know how it works.
Wow. Okay.
And so I encourage everybody to go just learn the basics. Learn what AI does. Learn how it's changing the world we currently live in today and how all the companies that we're dealing with, Alabama Power, Birmingham Waterworks, the cable company,
Right.
all these people are going AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we giving them our money every every month.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Podcasting.
Right.
I remember when, we was first starting out, at first you was kind of like had to set up like, what I had going on.
Yeah.
But you end up pivoting. Evolution of a man.
Yep.
How that come about? What made you pivot that way?
Bro, I believe it was God, bro. It was the universe. It was the frequency and the energy. So one day, because of my background in philosophy and me studying Marcus Aurelius, he was a Stoic, Stoicism in the Roman Empire days, even before the Roman Empire days. But so I was on social media and I was on YouTube,
right?
And I'm on YouTube and I'm like, bro, I've always had a heart to speak life into people.
Right.
I always wanted people to leave better than they came when they met me. I wanted to be impactful. So this is how I knew it was God. Like, I knew men were so far behind in just economic growth, mental health. Men were committing suicide at an alarming rate, bro. Like, dudes were just offing themselves.
Yeah.
And I had a heart, and I'm like, bro, I want to speak to the minds of men. Because women have all these, they have they have emotional contingency plans in place. And for women's mental health and women giving birth and going through these different things emotionally. So it's more safe spaces for women than it is for men. And so one day I was on YouTube and bro, no lie, I was just scrolling YouTube and I saw Kurt Franklin and I saw his show. And he had celebrities on the show, and they were just sitting around the table just talking, bro. And they were pouring their heart out. Like, man, this is what I see. This is what I believe.
Right.
They were talking about sex, relationships, money, the ego. Right.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I seen it, bro, I got like inspired. I'm like, this is it for me. Like, as soon as my spirit, bro, I knew it immediately. I said, this is what I want to do. So, and this is weird, bro. This is where I just get chills talking about it. So I go to the studio where I film at now, and I told my friend, Mr. Darby, the owner of the studio, I told him, I sat down with him, I said, man, I need to talk to you.
Right.
And he was like, go ahead, shoot. I said, man, I got an idea, because I was shooting past the comfort zone with Dr. JR. That was my first podcast.
Okay.
And I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel the one-on-one. I said, I want to get different perspective.
Right.
I want to get different ideologies sitting at a table, just like what I saw. And so I'm telling him my idea. I said, man, I envision, and this is my exact words to him, I said, I envision a table where I'm sitting around the table with a group of men and we're all being vulnerable. We're all being, we're just opening up. We're not hiding anything.
All right.
And he pulled out his phone and he said, like this? And it was the Kurt Franklin podcast.
Right.
The same podcast I had watched 2 days before. And that's when I knew that God was like, I could just hear the spirit of God saying, that's a connection. That was confirmation for me. 2.9 million views in 28 days. Took off like wildfire. I've been approached by 3 different companies to sponsor. And some things that I got to get in place. But just the alarming the response that I'm getting, bro, especially from men and women, and especially women, because women are like, I'm so proud of y'all, and y'all are not on this podcast bashing us. Y'all not putting negative energy on us. Y'all are just being vulnerable in y'all own space, which helps us to understand why men feel the way they feel. You see what I'm saying? And then you have some women that are hurt by men. So a lot of topics, everybody's not going to agree with what we're saying.
Right.
But the thesis of and the foundation and the platform of the podcast is we're not here to bash. We're here to express. And we want to take y'all into the mental state and the mental mind of men, young and old, married, single, divorced. We want to let y'all know, like, we struggle too, because the suicide rate for black men and just men in general is high. because it's too much pressure because we're not taught to be emotional.
Right.
We're taught to be hard and bottle stuff in. And the problem with that is it's killing us.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What does like discipline look like in, you know, your daily life? As I guess an evolving man.
Right. You like I said earlier, you got to have a clear view of what you want for yourself. I said on my show, clear intentions equal elevated emotion. If you could have a roadmap to the future and follow that map every single day for yourself, what does that look like? You must first identify what you want, right? And if you're clear about what you want, then you start your actions and behavior needs to line up with what you want, but you got to first have a vision, a picture in your mind.
Right.
So I rehearse what I want to be. I rehearse it in my mind as if I'm already that. If you think about the most traumatic emotional experience you had, let's say a death, and you sit down and you think about it hard enough, you can conjure up those same emotions, even though the death happened 10 years ago.
Right.
So your body doesn't know the difference. If you allow your thoughts to go to a negative place, your body will remember those emotions. So what I learned how to do is reverse engineer that. What if I felt like the situation before it happened? What does what is looking at your account and seeing $1 million in your account feel like? What does it feel like? If you know how you're going to feel, you feel like that now. Because if you feel like that before the $1 million manifests, you're sending a frequency energy out into the universe saying, hey, I'm on this wave, I'm on this vibration. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to wait for the event to happen in order to feel it.
Right.
The same way you can feel something that happened 10 years ago that was negative, you can feel it today. So why not feel good today as if the event already happened? And that's why the now, people say the present. I believe they call it the present because it's a gift. We're in the present. So the now is all we have. That's why even in the Bible, it say, bro, when you stand praying, believe that you receive and you already have it. It says that. So in order to manifest the things that you want, you have to realize there is no separation between you and what you want. So for instance, Sir Isaac Newton, right? This is the father of the modern laws of gravity, inertia, force times speed equals distance. How do you calculate? Like so I have to use my 5 senses in order to calculate everything.
Right.
The distance between this is point A and you are point B. It's a distance between you and I. I recognize how much distance between me and you by my 5 senses. Right. Touch, taste, smell, see, and hear. So I can calculate the distance through my 5 senses. But in the spirit realm, in the manifestation realm, 5 senses don't apply. You have it now. The more you use your 5 senses to try to figure everything out, the more separation you create from you and what you want. Because you're trying to fight matter with matter. You're trying to force outcome. Yeah. The spirit realm just says there's no separation. You don't have to use your 5 senses. You use your spirit to pull these things into your vortex, into your atmosphere, into your space. So I've learned how to become what I want. And the situations find me. That's why you see me moving at a faster pace, because I know people who vibrate on a high frequency, and me and you can be doing the same thing, but it'll take me 6 months to do what it took you 10 years to do because of the way I vibrate, because of my energy. That's why people hate on each other, because they can't figure out, how are you doing this? And we started in the same space. Right. It's the energy. It's the gratitude. It's the love. It's the thanksgiving. It's the opening of the heart. It's the aura that you walk around with and the impact that you leave on people. And that's one thing that I learned in church, that favor, when people say favor ain't fair. Well, favor is people using their power, their ability, and their resources on your behalf. If you walk around with favor on your life, bro, people will go out of their way to do what you need them to do because of the person you are, because of the energy that you omit. And And other people don't like that.
Yeah.
So that's how I've been able to kind of speed up the manifestation and starting to realize, like, man, I can move faster if I just already become what I want.
Right. Right. I got to be a little delusional.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Delusional.
Yeah. Man, but instead of doctor, we need to say pastor, reverend.
Man, listen. All of it is rabbi. All of it, bro. Pastor, doctor, rabbi, whatever you want to call it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
but
teaching.
and like I'm glad that you're sitting in that chair right now because it's confirmation, revelation into my life spiritually.
Sure.
Because I'm find that good versus evil in the spiritual realm,
Right.
breaking certain ties with business relationships, family,
Right.
relationships, and like all that. And I thank God just being sitting down here in your presence,
Oh man, appreciate
and just
it.
being
flattered.
able to just hear God speak through you.
Yes, sir.
Like all the other in the beginning, it was like the flood, but what you just said just right now,
Yeah.
like that was God.
If you realize, bro, people that are supposed to be there will be there.
Yeah.
And the ones that's not, they won't.
Yeah.
Your gift ain't for everybody. And, I study, quantum physics, and it's one guy, his name is called Basharba.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that how other people perceive you is not your business.
Yeah.
It's not your problem.
Mm.
Your podcast may not reach everybody,
Yeah.
but it's not for them.
Yeah.
It's for the people that are supposed to hear you.
Yes.
So that's all you need to be focused on.
Mm-hmm.
So even with relationships, they are not your people.
And not to cut you off, just added to what you're saying. It
Right.
goes back to what you said in the beginning about being fake. So, people being fake, they trying to get the views, they trying to get certain likes, so they start adjusting and re-imaging themselves of somebody that they're not.
Right. Listen, people connect with authenticity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everybody on social media, everybody is living a fairy tale, bro. Nobody is posting eviction notices. I think you heard that before. Nobody's posting eviction notices. Nobody's posting their sickness.
Yeah.
Nobody is posting, they look at their account and it's in the negative.
Mm-hmm.
We get to go on social media every day and pretend that our life is so wonderful. And some
Right.
people are actually, their life is great.
Right.
But majority of us, we're living a fantasy.
Right.
But the problem with on social media is the only place where you can be everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it can distract you from focusing on what it is that you need to do. Don't get distracted because your mind is everything. That's why if you understand, bro, that mentally and spiritually, you have to already win the battle within before you try to work with the world.
Yeah.
Because the world is so harsh. It's so negative. People, most people that you meet, bro, I would probably say 9 out of 10 people are going to be in survival mode.
Yeah.
And they're going to, and when you deal with people out of survival mode, they'll cut your back out.
Yeah.
They'll sneak, they'll connive because they're in survival. They're not used to having. Now, if you deal with an abundant person, a person who's abundant, who walks in abundance, they have more than enough. And I ain't talking about money.
Yeah.
I'm talking about love, integrity, peace, wisdom, knowledge. These people have an abundance. So it's okay for me to love you. It's okay for me to build you up because I have enough.
Right.
And that's the difference in people who live in survival. When you live in survival, you also connect that to lack. And when you don't have much, you have a tendency to hold on to what you have or try to take what other people have.
Exactly.
Because you're living out of survival.
And again, piggybacking off what you're saying, I've been having like an example. It seemed like this conversation. Okay, thank you. This glass, it seemed like I've been doing the same example in the last all episodes when I'm dealing with people. That same conversation leads to this. It's like we pour it sometimes in an empty or half full glass.
Right.
But God gives us the overflow, and that's what we bless others with.
Right.
But how do we recognize where we're at in life, the lack of what we're doing, surviving and realize like I can't do it right now. I can't give that overflow right now.
Well, this is the thing. Most people are trapped in their thinking. Like, one thing about God is he's not going to go against your will.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to go outside and jump off this roof, I promise you God ain't going to stop you.
Mm-mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Give us free will.
But most people mentally are in shackles. So you dealing with people who aren't healed.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what that looks like because you may not be healed yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people all the time, if you ever been in a car accident, you have to get out of the car to assess the damages.
Mm-hmm.
And when most people live in trauma, bro, they don't know that they hurting. They just living out what they know.
Right.
And sometimes they're the people that we love. Sometimes they're the people that we call friend.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're people that we really, really rock with, but they're just not good people.
Right.
And unfortunately, as you go higher in this life, those people are not going to be able to go with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be able to deal with that separation because life is a journey, bro. Like, you only get one trip. And at the end of the day, you have to be willing to love, live, and let go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a part of life that's beautiful. It's always evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Life is always going to evolve, whether you evolving backwards or forward.
Right.
So I got this book called God, I Love You, but it's people that I can't stand.
Mm-hmm.
And the greatest gift that you can have is discernment. Learning how to deal and study behavior, study people's intentions. Once you see things, you have to address things right away or remove yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be sensitive in this life because you have to navigate through this world, bro.
Right.
This world is tough. It's not easy, bro. You have all kind of perceptions, and this is a melting pot, bro. You have people that believe a million different things. You have people that can't agree on nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We living in this country today, and we see, we have a president. We have people who are, Republican, Democrat. Yeah. It's all about division. Because if you can divide, you can conquer.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So
exactly.
That's the thing about people not understanding the power of unity. When you live out of survival, there is no coming together.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, you remember the pandemic?
Yeah.
And they told you, well, people gonna be without food. People gonna be without certain. Mm-hmm. Everybody ran to the store. They got toilet tissue. They got gas. They got everything. Right. And the lines were way out the door. Mm-hmm. Nobody cared about the other person.
No.
It was all about them getting what they needed for their family.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the world is. So a lot of times, bro, you have to understand that if you're gonna be successful, you're gonna move through this life, bro. You got to learn how to deal with people, mm-hmm. and you got to accept the separation, because that's the thing about you're blessed to have a vision, but sometimes you're cursed to sit in it alone.
Yeah,
because people don't see what you see, and that's the gift. But it's also, like I said, it's also a hard pill to swallow sometimes.
I've been wanting to hold this. I've been holding on that. I ain't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. No.
But knowledge, Ecclesiastes 1:18 is basically to sum it up is just the more knowledge, the more sadness.
Yes, unfortunately, ignorance is bliss.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun when you out there in the club living life. You don't got to worry about nothing. You ain't even think about nothing. Yeah. But when you become aware, but to be aware is to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, bro, you're right, bro. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. Like, and I'm glad we sitting here today, and I'm like I said, I'm flattered you even considering me to be here. But I'm gonna give you some real advice. Go deeper within, bro. Stop looking at the external world. You have to understand that back in the day, back in the 1950s and 40s, they used to have cars that you used to have to crank up with your hand, and somebody would have to push it down the hill for it to start.
Mm-hmm.
It would crank up.
Exactly.
Right. Today, all you got to do is push a remote. Boom. It's on auto start.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you want your love, joy, peace, happiness to be on auto start. You don't need help to have these things. Love, joy, peace, happiness are privileges that I keep to myself. Those are my responsibilities. I want those things to be on auto start. I don't want nobody to have to assist me in these emotions for me to be happy, joyful.
Right.
I don't need assistance for that.
Right.
So you have to walk around with that, and you have to understand that if you walk around with that, you're going to attract the right people. But you have to have discernment. You have to know who you are and what's good for you. And that's the difference between the flesh and the ego.
Mm-hmm.
The flesh craves pleasure. It wants to do what feels good. It wants to do what's going to make us look good. The ego wants to do what's going to make us be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirit is like, whoa, 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 you're not ready for that.
Right.
You're not ready for what come with that. But most people, because they love pleasure, they think they're ready for the they think they're ready for the consequences of what's about to happen if you keep subscribing to pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasure forces you not to focus on the mind. The more pleasure you have, the less you're focusing on the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
So once you start to learn more, and once you start to realize where you want your life, remember I told you clear intention equal elevated emotion. You also have to have a clear vision of the future. Once you have a clear vision of the future of where you see yourself, now you mix that in with joy, love, peace, gratitude, and you walk that out and you have a clear intention.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the discipline come in, because you already, now you're visualizing yourself as this person. And that's how you're going to get to where you need to be. You have to visualize and you have to connect.
Mm-hmm. I
have a great, and this is one thing I thank God for. I just know how to talk to people, bro. I love people.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to reason with them. I know how to sit with them. I know how to make them laugh. I know that's the skill.
Mm-hmm.
Because relationships can take you further than money.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people that want to isolate themselves. I hear people all the time, man, I don't fuck with people like that.
Exactly.
And you think that that's great?
Mm-mm.
You want, go ahead.
It made me think about, there's another thing I thought about when it comes to being in the spirit. I think me and Kiara had spoke about this yesterday.
Right.
How sometimes you could be in the spirit, but you can lose connection from the world. But it's like be in the world but not be of it.
Mm-hmm.
But how can you, well, let's say this, I'm gonna speak for myself.
Sure.
I've been in a situation where I've been so in the spirit. I'm talking about meditating, praying, reading the books, reading the Word of God,
sure.
The philosophies,
right.
The mysteries of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I lose touch with people. And so when I try to talk to this or talk to people, there's no connection because it's like foolishness or it's sound dumb.
But that's your ego. Because you wouldn't feed a baby a steak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
So you have to understand the more knowledge you gain, the more separation from people's minds. So like, I feel like I'm a wealth of knowledge, bro, but I have to talk to people on their level.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talk to people on their level, of course I have the knowledge. I can say all these fancy words and give all these philosophies and all these parables and proverbs, but they're not digesting that.
Mm-hmm.
Their mind is on a lower frequency because you once had a low frequency.
Mm-hmm.
I once was operating on a low frequency.
Right.
But it's the knowledge that we adhered to that made us elevate to another level. So now that we're looking down, in a sense, not in a negative way, not egotistically, but now that we're looking down and saying we're trying to pull people up, we have to have a level of patience.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So as if you wouldn't feed a baby a steak, I wouldn't talk to a person that didn't study as much as I study. I wouldn't talk to them in that way. I would talk to them. I would meet them where they are, because a person may not be intellectually on your level, but they can be an impact in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you support. Kobe Bryant said, man, the world is my library.
Yeah.
I can learn from a baby. I can learn from people that don't know as much as me. Because the way the universe works, everything ain't about knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, if I asked you this, I would say, Levi, would you want your intelligence to be sharp or dull? You would say,
I would want to be sharp.
Okay. But what if your intelligence turned against you? then your intelligence will become a weapon.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to weaponize your intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure that you're using it to be impactful and not feel like you're disconnected. Remember, you're connected to everything. And that's one thing I learned in quantum physics. We're part of the unified field.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is connected, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is connected. That's why the Bible say, do unto others as you had them do unto you.
Mm-hmm.
Because later on in life, something may come back around.
Right.
Karma.
Mm-hmm.
So don't feel disconnected from people. You just have to change your perspective on people.
Mm-hmm.
We have too much expectation for them. We think they're supposed to do something when they do the total opposite. We get mad at them for not doing what we thought they should have did.
Mm-hmm.
These are our expectations, but that's not their reality.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why I learned, like, bro, I rarely get mad because I'm clarity is seeing things exactly the way that they are, not what I want them to be. So it's easy for me to see, oh, this person ain't developed in this area. It's not me judging, it's just me making an observation.
Mm-hmm.
They're offended. They're easily offended. Now it's my choice to get away from around them or, deal with them.
Yeah.
But that's what grace and patience come in. Patience is a fruit of the spirit. You have to have patience in this life, bro.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to force outcomes, and I said this on my last show, if you're trying to force outcomes, that's where stress comes in at. And clinical psychologists have said people don't die quick or fast because they just get sick and die.
Mm-hmm.
They die faster because their inability to deal with stress.
Mm.
Everything is triggering their minds. And so what happens? You have an energy field around your body. When stress hits your body and you allow stress to come into your body, you lower your energy field. You have energy fields around your organs that protect your heart, your spleen, your liver, your kidneys, your diaphragm, your stomach. These all have energy fields.
Mm-hmm.
That's why disease is dis-ease. Your body is not at ease.
Yes.
So what homeostasis is in the body is the body's working on a clock. It's like everything is functioning the way that it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have something called your autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system governs your body when you're not conscious. Like, so when you're asleep, your autonomic nervous system keeps you breathing.
Right.
Keeps your heart pumping, keeps your liver, your kidneys, everything functioning. But once you throw your body out of homeostasis because you're stressed, now you open yourself up for disease because you're lowering your energy field. So that's why you're not supposed to get mad. You're not supposed to worry. You're not supposed to argue. You got to get to a point where you just accept,
right,
and allow and see things with clarity.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Man, hey, I need to shake your hand on that one right there, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so going into like rapid questions.
Go ahead.
All right, book that changed your life.
Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza and The Way of the Superior Man by David Dale.
Was that like college or after college?
Both. Well, my last year of college, and I'm still. I read the book 6 times.
Okay.
So I'm on my 6th time. I'm reading it now.
Sharpening the saw.
Oh my God, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So those 2 books changed my life.
Okay. One habit every man needs.
One habit every man needs. A reading habit.
Mm-hmm.
Studying habit. They used to say if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book.
Yeah.
So what is your quest for knowledge like? So you need a quest for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Biggest lie about money.
That it makes you happy. it really doesn't. It doesn't make you happy. It makes you secure.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make you happy. You're secured. But true happiness comes from within. And then I think happiness is about making smart choices in the people you spend your time with.
Okay.
If you can get you, if you can find you a few good, solid people in your life that are excited to be around you that don't mind, checking in on you, that, hey, let's do this, and they're always excited to be around you, you rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be what I would say.
Okay. Biggest lie about masculinity.
That you got to be strong all the time. I think trying to be strong all the time, you suppressing a lot of things that you need to address just to be strong, just to be looked at as strong. So I feel like we cannot connect masculinity and ego, because once you identify your ego and masculinity and one and the same, you're going to always try to put on this persona to look like you got it all together.
Right.
When you don't.
And that stress going to attack you.
Right. And that's when you don't want to ask for help, because you don't want to seem weak. Yep.
It seemed like going to like women. I'm starting to see women going through that now, because it's like, it seems like the women is more into the masculine part of their life now.
Yeah. And we just, man, that's crazy you said that. We were just talking about that on my show. I understand why women have to be masculine, bro. I do. It's not a thing that I bash. It's a thing that I sympathize with them, but I also want to rehabilitate them in a sense to where don't lose your essence. Don't lose what God created you to be. But I also understand, remember I just spoke to you about surviving. If somebody got to do something out of survival, you can't judge them for that, because that's what they had to do.
Right.
You got to do what you got to do.
Right.
Now, in the case of love, now masculinity only comes up when you talk about, relationships. We don't care if a woman is masculine if she's not trying to be with nobody.
Right.
That's who she is. Now, does it go well being in love and wanting a masculine man and trying to coexist in a relationship? No, those characteristics don't go well. But on the adverse side, you have men who are extremely feminine. See what I'm saying? So we're going to call a spade a spade. We got to be fair. You have feminine men, you have masculine women.
Yeah.
But if we attacking each other for the things that, like, I know guys who were strictly raised by their mama and have feminine tendencies. And when we get into it or I argue with them, they act just like a female would act. Now, if I judged them for it, I would be remiss to say I was wrong. But if they were raised by a woman and all they know is their mother, but they're men, they're going to react like their mother would.
Right.
And I see a lot of guys' mother in them because that's all they knew. But it started from them not having a father.
Right.
So, yes, we can talk about she masculine, he feminine, but we don't ever go beyond the surface and say why they like that.
Exactly.
And so once you start getting a better idea of why they like that, you can work with them instead of judging them.
So what I'm hearing you saying, sometimes it ain't the fact that they actually doing all it themselves. It just might how they was
surviving. They surviving.
Or brought up, right?
Right, or brought up. Surviving. Surviving. Because let me ask you this. If you're a dad and you got a daughter, and let's say you was a single dad, the mother wasn't around, you mean to tell me you gonna raise your daughter feminine, or you gonna teach her how to survive?
I'm gonna teach her how to survive.
Exactly. So if you raising a masculine daughter, I would feel safer raising a masculine daughter so she can protect herself than to raise a feminine daughter that letting the world run over her.
Exactly. Because basically, like, as a man, he already knows, the woes of the world.
There you go. You go.
So it's like, okay, I'm not always going to be here.
There you go.
So let me get this and instill this within you.
Yes, because I want you to survive, baby.
Yes.
Relationships are voluntary. They're not mandatory. You don't have to have a man.
Yeah.
The same way you don't have to have a woman.
Right.
But you have to survive. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'd rather teach you how to survive than to be somebody's wife or girlfriend.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Finish the sentence, man. A man evolves when
he no longer craves attention from the world. Because when you no longer crave attention from the world, it's easier to go within because you're not looking externally for approval. So a lot of people drive certain cars or have certain things so people can look at them.
Yeah.
And I'm a victim of that. I mean, I like nice things, don't get me wrong. But there were times where I bought certain cars and certain jewelry. Just I know people gonna look at me. This is look at me. But but I no longer crave that attention.
Mm-hmm.
So when you no longer crave the attention of the world, it's easy for you to go within and accept yourself. And I think that's
so. Is that the I'm for the tie to your podcast?
Sure.
Is that the basis of your show?
Yes, to let the ego die.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to kill the ego, bro. Like. Mm-hmm. Because when you let your ego die, when you no longer identify with what you do, it's easy for you to allow life to happen to you. Because I told somebody this the other day, I said, walls are meant to keep people out, but it's also meant to keep you in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the ego does. It keeps people out and it keeps people from getting in.
Mm.
But love is the greatest nutrition in the world.
Yeah.
And that's what I preach. That's what I teach. So by letting the ego go, you're able to walk in love and see things from a different perspective. Not being easily offended, not getting angry, not wanting things your way, not trying to control everything, bro. That's what I want men to stop doing. Yes, you can be a strong man. And you cannot be a pushover. You cannot let people play with you. But a warrior, and they teach this in martial arts, you only use your martial arts when it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
And you only use it to protect yourself. You don't use it to weaponize or demonize people. You don't use it to take advantage or take control. That's a true warrior. Yeah. A true warrior knows when, where, and how. That's what makes you dangerous.
Are you familiar with The King, Warrior, Magician, Lover? That book?
No, I never heard of it.
Yeah, it actually goes into the different characteristics and different archetypes of basically a boy growing into a man.
Yes.
And how we haven't evolved out of that little boy.
Yeah.
And we throwing like different temper tantrums.
Yes.
How we might be a mother's boy.
Yeah.
But it basically, when it's talking about the warrior, it's talking about the different shadow work. And it has like a good and bad to each characteristic.
Right.
Like as a king, you was basically almost like chosen by God.
Right.
But then the shadow part of it is when you think you are God, and that's where a king falls.
Mm.
The warrior, like you were saying, they're actually fighting for a righteous cause.
Right.
But you have war crimes. That's when you have soldiers, the warrior, they going in, taking. They're destroying citizens. They're raping the women.
Yeah.
Like that's where a warrior is operating in the dark side or the dark shadow.
Yes.
The magician is basically, the attorneys, the doctors, the philosophers.
Yes.
And instead of passing the information like you're doing on your podcast, doing to me right now.
Yeah.
What they do is they keep it for themselves and they monetize it.
Wow. Okay. Gotcha.
And instead of helping the community, they keep it for themselves.
That's good.
And it stunts growth in the community.
Gotcha.
And the lover, it also goes back to, how you was raised.
Yeah.
And it displays how, the lover goes back to the unconditional love, what you speaking of.
Yeah.
Of how you supposed to have that love like God.
Yeah. And see, that's what I tell people all the time. The devil is always trying to affect your love walk. Your mother and your father is supposed to love you a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't get that love from either one or any of them, it's going to stunt the way you look at love.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So a lot of people get into their 30s and 40s and they have to reparent themselves. You have to, because you've lived your life off of trauma and something that you were supposed to get, but the devil stole it from you. So if your love walk is affected, bro, you're going through your whole life guarded, and you'll never know what love and what being open could be like.
Yeah.
Because, and I said this on my podcast too, and I'm just gonna repeat it because I love saying it. Human beings don't know how to deal with problems. Let's say we're on the Serengeti, right? We're in the safari, and me and you standing by a tree, and we see a lion. right? And then you see a gazelle over there grazing, eating the grass, just, not, minding its own business.
Yeah.
Now the lion is hungry. The lion darts out and goes and chases the gazelle. Now it's an all-out sprint. The lion is trying to eat the gazelle. The gazelle is trying to get away. Now the gazelle is running fast. The lion is running fast. Now either one or two things are going to happen. If that lion catches that gazelle is gone.
Right.
That lion's got dinner. But if that gazelle gets away, you know what the beautiful part about it is?
What is that?
That gazelle goes right back to grazing. It goes right back to eating the grass as if nothing happened. What happens is humans have one long response to a situation that it only happened in a split second, but you survived it. And now you living your life out of this you having this one long response to this one situation, and it's affecting the way you live your life. And in this book that I'm reading, it said you must be like the gazelle. The gazelle faces danger every day, but if it escapes that danger, it goes right back to grazing.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty in learning how to deal with the stressors in your mind and to go back to life and to understand that it was only just an event. You don't have to live, yes, this guy or that girl betrayed you, but you don't have to live your life and have one long response to what that person did to you.
Right.
Now you're guarded for the rest of your life. Now you're old and alone. Your personal reality is connected to your personality. Right? And vice versa. Your personality is connected to your personal reality. How you are is going to display in your personal reality.
Wow.
So if you're living out of traumatic experiences, that's going to become your personality. And once that becomes your personality, now it's going to become a mood.
Right.
And once it becomes a mood, now it becomes a personality trait. And now you don't know how to escape it. And the problem with life is we're all on a program. We wake up on the same side of the bed. We go to the bathroom every day. We brush our teeth. We wash our face, take a shower. We get in the car. We drive the same way to work. We see the same people that trigger the same responses. And it's nobody doing it to us. We're just on this automatic program that we don't know how to get out of. So we need those feelings of hatred, those negative feelings to reaffirm our reality. If I don't feel negative about myself, I'm not living in reality.
Right.
So if I hate you, if I'm a person who hates people, and I hate you, and let's say you know where to be found, I'm just gonna find another person to hate.
Yeah.
Because I'm a hateful person.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So if I'm an angry person, I'm just gonna find another angry person. I'm just gonna find another person to be angry at. So sometimes these negative feelings reaffirm who we are. And that's what makes us feel safe.
Yeah.
Because the minute we start thinking better and wanting better and actually believing better, we don't know how that feels. So that feels scary. So what the body does, remember I just told you we're on the program.
Right.
The body tries to pull you back into the program. The body wants you to believe that you're unworthy. It wants you to believe that you don't deserve abundance. It wants you to believe that you'll never be able to find the love. It wants you to believe that. And what most people do is they live their life finding things to reaffirm those things just so they can feel safe.
Right.
Because the unknown is scary, but not knowing is where the magic happens. If you knew the date that you was gonna die, would it really be fun?
Man, you're probably like start declining a lot of stuff. You are probably like limit yourself, building walls up because you're trying to offset it.
Yes.
Trying to prevent it.
Yep. And this is what people do every day, bro. So when I sit down and I have one-on-ones with folks and I talk to people, bro, I'm just trying to let them know that you are not the mind. You are not your body. You have to understand that if the mind becomes the body, that's when all the sickness and disease come in at. For example, I had a cousin who was addicted to drugs. And You ever heard of? It's a book called The Placebo, Becoming the Placebo. You ever heard of the placebo effect?
Never read it though.
Okay. My cousin was addicted to cocaine. We put him in rehab, right? And this is how powerful the mind is. That's why people need to tap into this stuff. We put him in rehab. 72 hours in him not having cocaine, he started having withdrawals. He started having the shakes. He started sweating profusely. He started having headaches, stomach cramps, hunger pains. He started losing weight. He started shaking. Why do you think that is? Because his brain has told him that he needs cocaine to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, that's not true.
Right.
But because his brain sent messages to his body that he cannot survive without this cocaine, it started to manifest physically in his body.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how powerful the mind is, to the point where whatever you're thinking can manifest physically in your body. They do it in rehab all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why people don't realize that your thoughts literally make you sick.
Yeah.
You can literally talk to your body, but most people don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you go to the doctor and you get a diagnosis, they don't know your level of stress. They don't know how you process everything that doesn't go your way. They don't know how you process.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff is showing up in your body.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they need a machine to be able to look inside of your body.
Yeah.
Because they're looking at the manifestation of the stress, which is a tumor, which is cancer, which is diabetes. That's a manifestation of the stress in your body.
Mm-hmm.
A tumor is just a ball of cells that are no longer getting oxygen.
Yeah.
So what your body does to protect yourself, it puts it in this one place and it stores all those dead cells into a ball, into a tumor.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your body is doing, is protecting itself.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because those cells are no longer hydrogenated. They're not getting any more oxygen.
Right.
And that's why they call them cancer, because they're not getting oxygen to the cell.
Gotcha.
But it's people's thoughts, bro, that are literally making them sick.
Man, all right. So if someone is watching right now, they stuck, they limited, and they're unsure about life.
Mm-hmm.
What is the first shift that they need to make out there?
If they unsure about life, the number one thing I tell people to do is don't try to do life alone.
Mm-hmm.
Most people isolate themselves when they're going through something, and they become a victim of their own circumstances. Don't isolate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and seek partnership, friendship, confidants, people that you can talk to. Because the worst thing a person can do is sit alone with negative thoughts all the time.
Right.
That's how people commit suicide.
Right.
And I tell people also who have problems living life, I said, man, it's somebody out there that would be willing to trade places with you in a heartbeat.
Right.
So as long as you're above the ground, you got another opportunity at life.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you too long, man.
Yeah,
You
man.
done dropped a lot of gems.
Appreciate you
ain't
for
charged
having
me,
me.
man.
So, appreciate you for having me, bro.
Hey, I gotta timestamp this for real.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it, dog.
So before we get out of here, is anything that you want to push? Because I know you got an event coming up Friday.
Yeah.
R&B, what?
When Love Had a Sound, the R&B experience.
Okay. When is the time?
It's going to be March 13th from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be playing 80s, 90s, early 2000 R&B, so no rap. It's all a vibe. I'm trying to create a frequency and an energy where people can get up and start, socializing and just trying to bring that 90s feel back. Most of the time people go in the club or go in the bars and they just have a staring contest.
Okay, so is this more like a dress and impress? Is it?
Yeah.
We're
Gonna be ooted and booted, bro. We trying to show up and show out.
Right.
So it's gonna be more so of a grown and sexy style dressing event. So I want you to put on your best. Yours truly will be in a suit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be in a 3-piece. Double breasted suit. You know what I'm saying? Because I love fashion. I like to get spiffy.
Okay.
So so man, wear your best, show up grown and sexy, man, and be ready to have a night of vibes and good energy.
All right, is there anything else? You on social media, on tags, anything?
Yeah, so you can find me on
Looking at
okay, so you can find me on Instagram at Dr. Josh Rand. That's DrJoshRand. I'm on there in a white suit. So you see the guy in the white suit, you'll know it's me. Also follow my podcast, which is Evolution of a Man Pod. On Instagram, that's Evolution of a Man Pod on Instagram, and then on Facebook, Josh Rand. So that's JoshRand, and Evolution of a Man on Facebook as well. So yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Man, listen, man, this wasn't just a conversation, man. It wasn't just about talking about money and AI. This was evolution. It was discipline, talking about life systems, thinking bigger than your environment. Man, Dr. Junior, man, came in here. He challenged how we think. He talked about wealth, masculinity, and the future of others and ourselves. If you got value from this episode, man, please don't just watch it, man. Apply it in your life, man, because this is what we're trying to do with It's the Way We Live, especially in the Black community. We got Josh, man. He out here, man. He dropping gems on a daily basis. All you need to do is just reach out because
tap in.
Hey, tap in.
Yes, sir.
And he might, give you a gift, man, because he operate in the present.
Yep.
So like, comment, subscribe, share this with the man that's ready to evolve. Even the women, we can't just leave them out, man, because they are important as well. This is It's the Way We Live, and we don't just talk about it, we live it. Yeah.